Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is a show where we talk about sports with comedians. As we wait for the comedians to come in and jump in to do the show today, we got some special guests. I'm looking forward to them to come in. As we look forward to them coming in, let's get ready to set this topic off. And for those of you who are joining in the show on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, where else am I? I thank you all. Appreciate you all for joining. Again, this is the show we talk about sports with comedians. First hot topic we got to talk about, and I can't wait for the comics to jump in, is we are going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. And for those of you who haven't been paying attention, the Los Angeles Lakers are now, let's see what they're at. They are 26-19. They're the sixth in the West, and they had a horrible loss last night. Can't wait to talk to some of the guys about this loss last night because honestly, I was a little bit yeah, I'm a little bit perturbed about what's going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. Here's the thing. Stephen A. Smith said something today, and a couple other people said something today about Bronny James playing for the game. He goes 0 for 5. He has 3 turnovers, the ball was stolen from him 3 times, almost in 3 consecutive plays in 15 minutes of play. And people are talking about JJ Redick leaving him in the game and having him be the scapegoat. I'm not sure about if he's the scapegoat or not of the Los Angeles Lakers right now. But I will say this. One thing I've heard today several times is if you guys are forcing Bronny James to be in the NBA on the pro level instead of having to be in the G level, this is the stuff that you're going to get. Like I don't see other people complaining that much about it, but that's what you're going to get. I mean, there are people up there who have been upset that Bronny James is playing for the Los Angeles Lakers and not playing for the G League. I mean, people, I don't know. It's a tough call. People have their sons in any other thing all the time. But since LeBron James is doing it, people have an issue with that. There are a lot of people who are upset that it's LeBron James. I mean, I get the fact that you have, the Bronny James and he's taking somebody else's spot. You could argue that. I understand all that. I get it. I don't know. I mean, if I can't think of any person out there right now, I can't think of one person, not one, who would be in the NBA right now for 20 plus years and have their son coming up and saying, you know what, I don't want my son to play. Like I think everybody would want their son. And so, are you knocking your son for wanting to come in? Is that an issue? I don't understand. I mean, I've tried to understand why people would say certain things. I don't understand why certain people are disruptive about that. Anyway, let me get ready to bring in one of the comedians up in here, and his name is Dave Anderson. Travels all over the world, probably best known as the business bully. Dave, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
I mean, Philadelphia's doing great, man. I'm fine as well. It's wonderful, bro. Like I'm so happy to be here to discuss sports and the wonderful things that are happening in the birthplace of America as of late. There's an energy, Frank. Is that an Eagles? Is that an Eagles hoodie you're wearing, Frank? Are you coming over?
No, it's not. It's just a New York, just a plain old New York. That's all. Just nothing. I don't rep nothing but New England Patriots, bro. That's it. Nothing. Just like you don't rep nothing but the Philadelphia Eagles. Nothing gonna come. You understand?
Eagles, Lakers, Flyers, Philly. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Union, all the Philadelphia sports. Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, there it is. So I was talking to myself before you joined the thing, and I was asking, I was basically saying out there, because the Lakers right now, man, the Lakers are the topic right now in the trade world. And I'm gonna get to the trade in a second. Soon as a couple other people join, I'm waiting for them to join. But since I have you on right now, the Lakers last night, they lost Anthony Davis. They have a horrible loss to Philly, your team, last night. They had 26-19. They're 6th in the West. Bronny goes 0 for 5, 3 turnovers in 15 minutes. The Lakers are shorthanded, and people are upset, obviously, and blaming the coach. And they're blaming Bronny James because Bronny James was horrible in that game also. So I'm speculating right now, and I'm going to say this, and I've said it before. I can't think of a parent out there right now who would be upset and say that they wouldn't want their son in it. And Bronny shouldn't be taking none of the brunt of all of this. That's just my 2 cents. But also, I will agree with this and say, listen, you guys are not fighting for first place anyway. You know what I mean? You guys are what? The Lakers are 6th in the West. They've been playing pretty well. That where they are this time, where they were this time, exact same time last year, they were 3 games better this time than they were last year. So I don't know, Dave. I don't know what you would blame, if you blame anybody or anything. If you got a cause of blame, AD got hurt last night, so now they're gonna lose more games. I don't know. And what's your thoughts on this whole, Lakers situation?
Man, this is uglier than the Instagram thought without her filters. This is just absolutely horrible, Frank. First of all, justice for Bronny James for just a minute, right? They're treating Bronny like a Nepo baby who inherited the family restaurant, but the stove blew up before he put his apron on. Like, he's not going to be 2013 LeBron out the gate. But again, this is a game where a franchise, a legacy franchise, I mean, one of the greatest franchises in NBA history, is now a joke. They're the 93 Clippers. Hell, they're the 92 Knicks with John Starks choking in the playoffs. They're it's bad, bro. And I'm not going to sit up here and take credit for a win, even though Philly did win. It's kind of like when Kevin Federline got Britney Spears. You didn't get Britney Spears. You got Britney Spears. It's not the same thing, bro. But laying this at Bronny's feet, is about as responsible as blaming the side chick for the reason you got divorced. Like, you effed around and found out, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, now looking at the Lakers overall, the Lakers got to make some kind of trade. I think they're sitting there trying to figure out what they're going to do to shuffle themselves up, because obviously they want to make a run. I don't think they think they're going to win the NBA championship. I think that they think that they're going to try to keep butts. We always talk about this, butts in the seats, keep people interested until the run through the playoffs. And you never know, maybe you might get the second and third round. You never know where you're going to get and everything else. If the Lakers make a trade, here's a name that I'm want to throw out there, because I heard his name several times today, and I mentioned it. I was about to mention it yesterday. De'Aaron Fox from Sacramento Kings. Right now, he is being shopped around, and I think that the places that are very interested in him, from what I've been hearing, is the Lakers, the Miami Heat, obviously because of the Jimmy Butler situation, and the San Antonio Spurs. Now, let me look at you from this point of view. If De'Aaron Fox goes to the Lakers, who, what, when, where, why would that make the most sense? And do you think it makes the Lakers better? Because if I'm De'Aaron Fox, where I'm trying to go? I'm trying to go to I'm trying to go to the Golden State Warriors, bro. That's where I'm trying to go. Because I would think I would be a great slasher to Steph's shooter. That's what I would be thinking.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, man?
I think you're right. I think if I'm De'Aaron Fox, I'm doing everything to get the heck up off of the burning ship. Let me put it to you this way. This isn't even a dumpster fire. This is a dumpster fire on the Titanic that is covered in nuclear waste, surrounded by a bunch of slack-jawed North American big back women talking about this my year. Nobody wants to be on that ship. It's horrible. It was a good time. You know what it's like? It's like Carnival Cruises after black people discovered it. And they lowered the prices. Like, it used to be a good time. You could take your family. Now it's not. It smells like E&J, Hennessy, and bad decisions. And that's the Lakers right now. I think the only thing that De'Aaron Fox could do, is go someplace where dropping 30 a night would actually be adding to the score instead of it being the score.
I like the way you said that. I'm sitting here thinking, that might be a great spot. Now, if De'Aaron Fox ends up in Golden State, do you think that makes the Golden State more of a, I don't want to say necessarily a title contender, but do you think that makes them more of a better team moving forward? Do you think that makes them move, going back? What's your thoughts on that?
I think anything that gives you another weapon that's out that isn't named Stephen Curry puts you in a better position, because this is like, do you remember the 84 Bulls? When everybody knew how to beat the Bulls, all you got to do is double team Mike, because their whole plan was give the ball to Mike until Phil showed up. Doug Collins was famous, we just go get the ball to Mike. No thought process of what that's going to do, and everybody's going to see that coming. It's kind of like when Philadelphia, and again, this is going to sound horrible coming from me, kept running the Philly special play. Like, it was cool once, 3 times, okay. Again, bro. So, like, you need another weapon that can actually shoot. And somebody that's putting up on average 30-plus points a game can only make the team better. But you also, I feel like you need somebody stronger in the paint. I'm just going to be, we need to dismantle the entire team with the exception of Steph Curry.
Right.
If you're going to make a move, like, especially when you're not the worst team in California, you're arguably the second best or best team in California, this is the time to start restructuring because you got some money to play with.
Yeah, and you know what, Dave? The news leaked out today that Jimmy Butler is trying to force his way to go to Golden State too. So if it isn't De'Aaron Fox, maybe it's Jimmy Butler. But one of those two things is like I've been reading the message boards and stuff like that all day today. I don't even know if I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, that's not something I'm looking forward to. I'm like, yeah, I don't necessarily want him to go. That I'd be against that.
Well, we know why I'm against it, Frank.
Yeah,
because I want him home. But I will say this. He's a weapon. My man is a weapon.
You think he's coming back to Philly? You think he'd come back to Philly?
No, I'm just pipe dreaming. I actually am grounded in reality enough to know that that's probably not going to happen. The ship that sails backwards never sees the sunrise unless, of course, you're Joel Embiid, who just for some reason keeps getting injured and keeps coming back. And he's the great pumpkin of Philadelphia basketball players. We keep believing and we keep trusting the process, but we need to trust the ankle braces. Because this bro, every time I turn around, he just gets hurt. So yeah, man, I can't really be happy about the win, Frank. I mean, I'm thrilled a win is a win, but there needs to be some changes made across the board right now. And Golden State, in and of itself, could use a Jimmy Butler. Hell, you know what? They could use a Jimmy Superfly Snuka right now. Somebody who can jump and move around.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Let me shout out to the ladies who are always paying attention to us and always following us with Renee and Trina and obviously Wifey and a couple other ladies who are saying something that I can see. They're from LinkedIn and YouTube, but I can't necessarily see their names. So shout out to all of them up there. If you guys want to participate, I'm sure Kevin's going to put the link in the comments so you guys can join and participate and ask your question to Dave or me. We'll be sitting here, and anytime you want, ask us a question, whether you agree or disagree, or you think we crazy, but that's what it is. Anyway, moving on, bro. I want to throw this out there too. I'm waiting for DC to come up in here because I want to throw this question to him. But we talked about All-Star Weekend. We talked about this and everything else. I heard something today, Dave, and it just made my antenna go up. And I wanted to bring it to the floor or the forum, however you want to say that.
Right.
If we are going to not include All-Star game, All-Star things like that, why is it so pertinent that the players play so hard and try to get they make sure that they try to get to be and added, have their name added in the All-Star game festivities, everything else? Like that's a problem for me, because when I heard De'Aaron Fox's, talk about his contract and stuff like that, they were using that segment line saying All-Star selection, MVP year 2 or 3 and everything else. They use that as a tent pole, or as however you want to say, a notch in their notch in their belt. Say, hey, this is how I should get a pay bump, because not only did I play really good in the year, but I also was selected to the All-Star game. But now if you go into the All-Star game, there's an issue because the All-Star game is trash. You know what I mean? Right. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of times, you know how something is really good and then corporate gets involved and then it just goes to absolute trash?
Yeah.
That's the problem with the All-Star game. Now, in all fairness to the players, because again, Frank, I'm a businessman. They know that the All-Star game means more eyes and ears on those particular players. Say you're not familiar with the franchise because you only follow who you follow. Right. There are people who just love all the basketball in the world. Like, I love all the wrestling in the world. I don't love all the basketball in the world. I got my team that I follow, and I got my other teams. If somebody else is playing, I catch a game. Cool. But for the casual basketball fan, it gives an opportunity for people to say, hey, I like the way that guy did that. I'm going to check out, when he's playing. And they know that it comes down to eyes and ears. If we're talking about eyes and ears, then we're talking about advertisements. We're talking about merch. That means we're talking about revenue. It's a money thing. And if your agent is worth his 3.5%, then he's damn sure going to put it there. It's just like if you get a certification or something, this is their certification. You're already part of the best who grabs the orange ball. Now you're the guy who grabs the orange ball on that weekend that's full of nonsensical BS and thoughts. So more people are going to watch.
Yeah. I think so. I think it's I think when corporate gets involved in the game, it always messes up the game as you see, as we see it, as we enjoy it. Because sometimes corporate pushes its stuff too much, and then we get involved, and it just turns into an ugly situation. So I'm not liking that fact and everything else. Then now the corporate's looking at the situation and saying, hey, we need to push certain players. We want to push certain agendas forward. So that's a big issue as we go on. I want to jump ahead to NFL as I wait for DC because a lot of these questions are around my guest that was coming in. So I'm going to skip up, get forward, and say, listen, I don't know if you heard, but Bill Belichick got on the Pat McAfee show a couple of hours ago, and he was saying that let me get his exact quote. He said, Bill Belichick said maybe they should name the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Maybe they should name it the Brady Trophy. He won 7 of them. If you're not familiar, you're sitting at home and you're watching this, Vince Lombardi was the coach of the Green Bay Packers. He won 2 Super Bowls, and I was like, whoa! If they even contemplate, consider that could be a seismic change in a lot of things. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on that, bro? But naming the Vince Lombardi Trophy the Tom Brady Trophy.
Hold on, I don't even want to get my hands on this. But if I got to, I'm going to use protection. So, there were a couple of years where people were talking about taking the iconic NBA logo and making it into Kobe Bryant's shadow. Somebody who knew Kobe, somebody who knew the family, who knew Jelly Bean. Nah, leave it alone. Not to mention, I hate to be the one to deflate Belichick's ego, but sir, immediately no, full stop. It's too much. Not to mention, Vince Lombardi changed the world.
So you're saying no on both. See, I would have been fine with them changing the logo, the NBA logo. I would have been fine with that at the time. But don't mess with the Vince Lombardi logo.
I think the Vince Lombardi Trophy needs to stay the Vince Lombardi Trophy. It's just like when MTV tried to drop the Michael Jackson from the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. No. Because even people who don't like football ain't never been to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Understand what Lombardi time is. I have taught training seminars to corporations about the importance of Lombardi time. My clock in my car is set to Lombardi time. The man has a mindset for growth. You know what I'm saying? And so to take that away because Tom Brady is the best at ever throwing a football, no, dog. No.
My man Jason Hayes decided he wanted to come in and jump in and join the show. Jason, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
Hey, I'm good, brothers. What's going on, man? Everything's good.
What up?
Jason, we're talking about Tom Brady literally had his name thrown out there today by Bill Belichick on the Pat McAfee show, and he was saying literally Belichick said that we should name the trophy after Tom Brady. Are you with that? You like that thought, or you want to keep it as Vince Lombardi? What's your thoughts?
Bro, come on now. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Lombardi is the reason why the NFL became what the NFL is today. I mean, he was a coach.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's a decades thing. I mean, now if you want to name some top quarterback award after him, I'd be on board with that. Or even name the MVP award after him. I'm cool with that. But to name the Lombardi, nah, bro.
Jason, that's a great idea because we do need. Let me throw this out to the both of you. We do need a separate award for the quarterback because, at the simple fact being, the quarterbacks they always get the MVP award. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily fair. Like this year, what Saquon is doing right now, Saquon is literally making change. You know what I mean? Saquon's doing his thing, but right now he's in consideration for the MVP award right now because everybody's saying, hey, it's going to go to Josh. It's going to go to Lamar. It's going to go to possibly somebody, but Saquon's not even in the conversation. So you might be on something with that, Jason. You might be on something with that. You want to further say something on that?
No, I mean, they can change it if they want to. I mean, they've decided they want to make it like the quarterback award. I mean, you know, I mean, there's nothing that says that it can't be a defensive end. There's nothing that says it can't be a cornerback. It's just what they normally do and what they decide to do, and then the media piles on, and that's what it becomes. But no, I mean, if you want to like make some kind of like specific quarterback award, you know, like in college football, had to have the Thorpe. They have the dope.
Yeah.
You know, they have different awards, you know, to get awarded. I'd be all for that, man. But the Lombardi has to be the Lombardi. At some point, things got to just be what they are.
You know, great point. I can't even disrupt that. Great point. All right, so let me keep this situation moving on. The business bully, he's got the stage now. Dave, here's the situation right now. I heard some other news today. Speaking in the NFL, I heard some other news today. This is going to probably be a seismic shift in the AFC as we know it. Myles Garrett plays for the Cleveland Browns, defensive end, one of the best defensive ends in the game, as we all know that. He said he wants to be traded. He doesn't want to be there part of the rebuild process with the Cleveland Browns. He's not for it anymore. He wants to go. Ultimately, the crazy thing about this is, as good as he is, he's never won a Super Bowl. And he wants to go to a team. He's willing to take a pay cut, do whatever he got to do. He's willing to go to a team where he can get a Super Bowl or at least a shot at the Super Bowl. Because we all know Cleveland ain't even sniffed the playoffs. Well, they did a couple of years ago. That was the closest they got. And it's almost a travesty. Now, Cleveland has the number two. I'm going to have my milkman Kev to check it out. I think they got the number 2 pick in the draft. What's your thoughts on Cleveland possibly trading Myles Garrett, Dave? What's your thoughts on that? And where, if he gets traded, where would you like to see him go? Because that's a team that's on the brink of getting a defensive end that could get them over the hump. And please don't say Dallas Cowboys.
I wasn't going to say Dallas. I would never say. I don't even like to use the word. I feel like it's a cuss word, Frank. I'm an Eagles fan. But Myles Garrett wants to be traded to a Super Bowl contender. Okay, so Cleveland is basically so bad that he's willing to leave before they even disappoint him. He's like, you know what? This is a toxic relationship for me. I love y'all, but I deserve better. Like, he's acting like, you ever see that meme where it's the woman and she steps up and leaving all the bad things in 2024 that she was carrying with? Yeah. He's the bag lady right now. And I'm not mad at him wanting a trade, but it's the Cleveland Browns, bro. You already knew what it was. They're the iota phi theta of football. Like, you're in the league. We acknowledge that you exist. But don't nobody really rock with you. Your colors are horrible, and there's nothing really exciting about it. Your most famous person is the dude who played Kyle Walker from Living Single. That's just where we are. Nobody says, oh my God, Mom, I'm going to break all these rushing records in high school. Oh, I'm going to be the best defensive end in the world, and I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to set all types of records. I'm going to go to the draft, and I want to end up in Cleveland. The last time Cleveland saw a Super Bowl is when Drew Carey, before he got his surgery, wound up at the damn Golden Corral. No, I don't blame this man. I would go too. But who was the agent that got him that deal in the first place? Because you already know, bro.
Well,
that's like me being a DJ in Tupelo, Mississippi.
But Dave, you can't be mad because at the time, when he got his contract, he was the best. He was the highest paid defensive end in the league when he got that contract. He's not anymore, but he was up there. You know what I mean?
You want to know why? Because they didn't have anything else to give the money to. Bro, my daughter was the starting quarterback for the daggone practice squad over in Cleveland. I had to say, listen, it's this or karate, baby. She said karate's a lot more demanding. I'll just
here we go. Jason, when Dave disses you, he disses you intellectually, don't he? He hits you with the up and the left and the right. He gets it in. But anyway, Jason, Myles Garrett wants to trade. Where would you like to see him? What team would you like to see him, and where would you like to see him land? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, like we were saying, if he could be that one defensive end player away, from that team, maybe it's a Buffalo, because now Buffalo already has one great defensive. They got a defensive lineman. He might not be there no more. Maybe it's let's see, who else was really hurting? Philly got now the best defense in the league now. I don't know. I don't put words in your mouth, Jason. What team you think he can land and he'd be great and be one player away from getting that defense team to the league, to the Super Bowl?
I mean, if you ask me, Myles Garrett is the best defensive end playing right now today. Like,
yes.
Period, full stop, right? Yeah. Now, if you're asking me where I want him to go or where you think it makes sense for him to go, those are two different things.
Give me both.
Well, okay, I'll do the want, but it never happened because it's still in conference. I'm a diehard Jacksonville fan, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I would love this. Jacksonville is dying for a crazy defensive end, who can create pressures. I think that, the Cohen hire makes a lot of sense because, Cohen made Baker a goddamn Pro Bowler this year, bro.
Yeah, sure.
So if he can get Trevor Lawrence, and like incorporate their running game in a way that they couldn't to start with. As bad as Balky was as GM in Jacksonville, he hit a home run, with their wide receiver. So they're built to be really, really good in a short period of time. But it never happened because that's in conference. Mm-hmm. But so in terms of like where he most likely would end up, they're probably sending him somewhere like Arizona, bro.
Yeah, Super Bowl contender. I don't know. I mean,
because at the end of the day, he's worth a lot of assets. Mm-hmm. And Arizona's perennially bad, so they're gonna have draft picks to give. It's gonna be a team that has a lot of assets to give back in exchange for him. So even though he wants to go to a contender, most likely that's not how it's gonna work out because Cleveland is still in the Cleveland business, and they're not in the Myles Garrett's business. So I think probably the NFC somewhere like I said, Arizona, Seattle, some place where they're gonna have assets to give up, and they're not gonna be an immediate threat to the Cleveland Browns in the AFC conference. That's what I think.
That makes the most sense. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me get ready to introduce you one of my favorite comedians who hits the stage. He opens up. He's on tour with Marlon Wayans. And the brother's always busy. So for me to get him to get a chance to even jump in on this show, I'm very, very excited. Mr. DC Ervin. DC, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
Hey, man. Hey, first and foremost, my apologies, Frank. My apologies. I didn't even see that EST, that Eastern Standard Time. I'm just thinking 5 p.m. PST. That's my bad. My apologies.
It's all right.
How y'all
Guess
doing,
what?
fellas?
Now you
Y'all
owe me
good,
another
man?
day. You owe me another day, bro. That's all.
I owe you another day. That's on me. The next one on me.
That's all. And I have some questions, for the show that specifically geared around you, Ben. So I'm gonna jump back, and I apologize for Dave because Dave jumped in early on. I apologize if some of these might be sound repetitive to him. We started the show opening up, talking about the Lakers and talking about obviously Golden State, what they're gonna make some moves, and I'm jumping back to the NBA. And the reason why is because I specifically wanted to ask you. You are the biggest Golden State Warriors fan I know.
You already know, man. When we're gonna talk about some painful stuff right now, but go ahead.
We about to. But this is what I want to ask you, bro. As a Golden State Warrior fan, Jimmy Butler made a request. One of his teams he wants to go to is the Golden State Warriors, bro. How are you feeling about that as a Golden State Warrior fan? Having him obviously be paired up with Steph.
I need to see better behavior from him. I heard he's been causing a lot of ruckus over there in Miami right now with his unhappiness. I need to know when Draymond Green make you mad, because it's gonna happen. Draymond gonna make you mad, Jimmy. You still need to show up to practice.
That's a great
we
point.
Still need you to come, but we will take them. We will. I'm not saying we won't take them. We will take them. We need them. We definitely gonna take them. Yeah. Oh yeah. You put them on that board. We taking them.
Yeah, but guess what? I don't even know if you heard this either. De'Aaron Fox is out there too, man, and he's getting shopped honestly because Sacramento's looking to get rid of him. He got a couple years or a year or two left on his deal, and they trying to get some trade assets because they want to get better. They feel they're going in the wrong direction. After they were almost in the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago, they were going up. They made some changes. They fired their head coach, which is really dumb. We ain't even go down that road, but they trying to do something. De'Aaron Fox's name is traveling out the Golden State Warriors too, bro. So I'm going to ask you, Jimmy Butler on the right hand, De'Aaron Fox on the left hand. Which one would you rather have?
De'Aaron Fox, come on home, baby. Come on home. He don't even got to go far. He just come up. That's a 50-minute drive, Frank. That's a 50-minute drive. You come on. You don't got to move. We'll take De'Aaron Fox over Jimmy Butler any day.
You're right.
Give him to us.
I ain't even mad at you because honestly, bro, that's exactly how I feel too. I would like to have him on the Celtics, to be honest with you, but that's another conversation. It's another conversation.
Now you're trying to bring up your little championship. We don't want to hear nothing about the Celtics right now, Frank.
I ain't even go there, bro.
About that. We get it. Y'all won.
I ain't say nothing, bro. I ain't say nothing. I left it alone. I left it alone, bro. I left it alone. All right, man. Let me switch gears and get back to the NFL so I get everybody else back.
Okay, I'm with y'all.
Okay, so the topic we were talking about right now, we talk about Myles Garrett. So now I'm gonna leave you. This is your last question. I'm gonna rotate back with the guys. Myles Garrett wants to get out of Cleveland. He wants to figure out where he wants to go. I asked Jason. I asked Dave. Where would you like to see him number one, and where it makes the most sense for him to go to be on a Super Bowl contender. Because Myles Garrett came out and said he does not want to be part of Cleveland's rebuild. He just don't want to do it.
So you're like wasting your time. But we don't do it.
I'm gonna sound biased. I would take him to the Niners, to be honest.
Really?
I would take him to where I'm at. But if he want to be a contender, shoot. Anywhere. I don't know, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest, but I would have to say bring him to the Niners because he can put us over the hump.
Yeah, I think there's only Mr. Rodney Perry's joined the show too. Rodney Perry, what's happening, bro? How you doing, sir?
There he is. RP.
DC, my man.
What's up, RP?
What's up, legend? I see you out there. Hey, man. First of all, you want Jimmy Butler. You want Jimmy. You don't want De'Aaron. Y'all don't even know his name. De'Aaron who? You want Jimmy freaking Butler. Playoff Jimmy. Let me tell you something. You need somebody, a closer that's not Steph Curry, and it ain't Draymond. Draymond is a rap. He's old. Jimmy Butler is still playoff Jimmy, and that's what you need in the playoffs to make your run go to state. I say get Jimmy Butler all day, every day.
Over De'Aaron Fox?
All day. Who? De'Aaron Fox? Who? First of all, he don't even know what his name gonna be, D or Aaron.
It's Darren. It's Darren Fox.
It's Darren Fox. It's Darren Fox.
He ain't Darren. He De'Aaron.
So, Roddy, give Myles Garrett, man. He wants to be out. Where you see him going? What team you think he
need to come to Chicago. We can use him.
Honestly, that's a really good idea.
And it ain't a bad look for him. Chicago's always been big defense. I like the guy. He's still a great pass rusher. He's still a great guy. Great teammate. We'll take him all day in Chicago, all day, every day.
Yeah, I think
and twice on a Wednesday.
I think that's a great idea. I like that idea. Now, Dave,
Yes, sir.
Tyreek Hill is out there. We've been talking about him for a little while. He's throwing his name out there. People saying his name's not. His name's not. Honestly, where would you like to see Tyreek Hill, land and jump up in the mix? Because, Tyreek Hill he's that one guy. Like if he lands on, I've said it before, if he lands on the Washington Commanders, they're gonna upset a lot of people. You know what I mean? Where do you like to see Tyreek Hill at?
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you, he can go back to Kansas City, but Mahomes out here winning rings and receiving Cormade from Craigslist. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. San Francisco would be scary, but adding Tyreek to that offense is like putting a jet engine on a Tesla. It's completely unnecessary, but it's absolutely terrifying. So, you know what I'm saying? Not to jump on the DC bandwagon here, but I think the Niners might be the best look. I hate to say it because DC came later than a teenage girl's period after All-Star weekend. But
wow,
I want to make sure I want to give him some grace and respect. The fact is a fact, and the fact of the matter is, if Tyreek Hill goes to the Niners, bruh.
Yeah, and that makes the most sense. Like DC, that makes the most sense because they getting ready to get rid of Debo Samuels. Debo's out. You know what I mean? So if Debo goes out and they replace him with Tyreek Hill, I think that might even be a better fit for him in San Francisco 49ers. DC, where you at? DC dropped. Okay. All right. Rodney Perry, what you think?
Look, man. First of all, Debo Samuel is the best all-purpose human being in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. This guy do everything good. Matter of fact, I heard he had the Blue Flame stripping tonight.
Oh, man, you lying, man.
Here we go with that, bro.
But that's neither here nor there. I like Tyreek Hill, and I heard the bully trying to take my take. I'm gonna say it again. I think Tyreek Hill is no better at home than Kansas City. If he goes back, he's still even a shell of what he was. He can take the Kansas City could do 2 more Super Bowls. They can fire Pete on their head.
All right, DC, you were about to say something, man. What's your thoughts, D?
Oh, Tyreek?
Yeah.
He better not go back to Kansas City. He left there. You don't go back to the girl that did you dirty.
That's right.
They just didn't have the money. They couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
Now you got your paper.
Where you want to see him at, DC? You want to see him back?
I want to see. I'm gonna Niners or the Eagles. My daughter worked for the Eagles. Niner or the Eagles.
Oh, she worked for the Eagles, and I don't have tickets, DC.
Hey, man, I got you, man. I got you. Hit me up, baby. Hit me up. I got
Hey,
you.
DC, you told me, you said, I know one person that get no tickets is that goddamn bullet.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I appreciate it.
Y'all
Jason,
going.
What's your thought on that, Jason, bro? Where you see Tyreek Hill landing at?
I think Tyreek is going to stay in Miami, to be honest. But if he's going to go any place, Kansas City makes sense. Life ain't been the same for him or for them since he left. But
I don't see him going back though. I just don't see that.
I mean, I hate to say it, bro, but he the kind of person that Jerry Jones might just pay.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You're right though.
And it wouldn't be bad for him to play with Dak. You know, it wouldn't be the worst situation for him, man. I just, it's Cowboys.
And indoors too? What?
And yeah, man, it's a track meet.
Yeah, indoors too. Yeah, that make a lot of sense.
CeeDee Lamb on the other side. I mean, Dak.
I'm not mad at that, dog. I'm not mad at that at all. That ain't a bad take at all.
We talking about stadiums.
What happened? That now with Dak and you got CeeDee Lamb on one side and Tyreek Hill on one side. Now if their offense doesn't become in the top 10, somebody's head's gonna roll. Somebody's head got to roll.
And like Florida, Texas has no state income tax, so that money gonna stay the same. You know what I'm saying?
Frank,
so
I ain't think about that.
Frank, I'm sorry. This is like, your daughter is dating a drug dealer, but he got a real nice house and a big screen TV you can watch the games on. Listen, I like Sean Quavius because he got the best TV and the ribs be hitting. No, indoor stadium is not. No, tax-free shop is not. No, it's Jerry Jones. Like, don't you care about Tyreek Hill's mortal soul?
I think you letting your Eagle fandom sit inside of and blocking the way that you can see this. I think.
Oh, we still on the air. Wow. Never mind. Go on ahead. Wow. Go Birds. Sorry, I got Eagles Tourette's.
Yeah, I think you got.
I got the Eagles bird flu.
I think you
Eagle game on bang, baby.
See, there you go. DC, one thing I didn't ask you, man. We asked everybody. We talked to everybody about the matchup going into the Super Bowl, man. Everybody here, they said what they thought, what they liked, and everything else, man. What's your thoughts on Kansas City and Philadelphia Eagles going into the Super Bowl this, in a week and a half? What's your thoughts on that? Who you got?
I'm excited to see two black QBs. To be honest with you. Well, half a black and a black.
Ain't no such thing as half a black.
His daddy black as heck. So
his daddy is black enough to make his half all the way.
You right.
So he's like quarterback Obama.
Yeah. But I think that Saquon Barkley gonna make the difference, man.
You think so?
He's gonna make the difference. He show up in big games, man, and he ain't let me down yet in these playoffs.
All right,
he comes to play every single game.
What's your thoughts? What's your take on that Kansas City? That game against Buffalo. Did you think it was fair, up and up, straightforward? What was your thoughts on that, bro?
Frank, can you not lead the question? Can you not lead the question? Goodness gracious.
Okay,
man, Kansas won, bro. They won. You gotta knock the champ out. Mahomes got to be taken out. It can't be close. You got to blow them out the water so they can't cheat. If it's some cheating involved, you got to blow them out so they can't cheat. It's like you got to knock the champ out. The game should have been close. Buffalo should have had their number this year.
Yeah, they should have. And maybe I led the question because my Patriots fandom maybe led the question. Maybe that's what it did. Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts? Rodney Perry, you there?
Uh-oh.
Rodney. Okay.
Rodney froze.
Ronnie over here playing.
Frankly, you biased everything Boston.
Yeah.
Get that Bluetooth off. I'm telling you, Frank, by the way, I'm doing video professor for older comedians so they can learn how to use a computer. I think it's a business ready to pop. If you want to jump in on it, listen, I got no problem making it. Humor Mill presents video professor for old ass comedians.
Here we go.
This is the mute button. It looks like a tiny microphone from when you were a child. Press it to unmute yourself.
Rodney, can you hear?
We can't hear you.
Rodney, I'm waiting for him to come back in. I want Rodney.
Rodney got. How do you have a dial-up on a cell phone?
I don't know. Well, let me ask you guys. Let me roll, Jason. Man, let me roll the next question to you, bro. Because DK Metcalf right now, he's wide receiver. He's also named as being floated out there. It's a fact he's gonna get traded. He's gonna get traded. It's just a matter of where you want to see him traded at. You know what I mean? Because Seattle can't handle that bust of about to hit the payroll. Where you want to see DK Metcalf land? Because I got a couple places where I'd like to see him at.
Man, DK can, you know what, Jets, Patriots, you name any team that needs a wide receiver, like in the worst kind of way. But it's getting to the point now where I'm wondering if wide receivers will keep getting paid like this, because it seems like you can find one a dime a dozen right now. I mean, like rookies coming out having 1,000-yard seasons now, bro.
Yeah.
So I mean, they on their way, man. To being like, like young QBs, and they trying to win on that rookie contract and then devalue them, and franchise them, all those stuff down the road. So I don't know where he's going to end up, to be honest.
Honestly, the crazy part about this, Bully, the crazy part about where DK is going and everything else, it could be another seismic shift to certain teams and everything else. But at the end of the day, it got to be the right team with the right fit with the right QB. Where you want to see him at?
All right, Frank, DK Metcalf needs to go someplace where the quarterback ain't out here throwing up Hail Marys and hoping for the best like a dude texting his ex at 2 a.m., bro. Like, let's just keep it a buck, right? And then, I'm of the mind, again, and I'm not, let me be clear, I've never been a 49ers fan, but can you imagine DK and Deebo Samuels on the same team?
Deebo.
Defenses would be calling out sick before kickoff. But if he just wants stats and clouts, and I say, you go to Miami, you take your check and you enjoy yourself, because you'll be a megastar on Miami Beach. South Beach, you will live and you will run it, sir. Take your talents to South Beach. Be the LeBron of the league.
Okay, all right. DC Ervin, if you are a GM right now and you got a team and you want DK Metcalf, what team would you be?
Man, I want to say, I'm gonna keep the bias inside of this with this one. I want to say the Rams. I know they got Cooper.
That's
I think the Rams.
Fit.
I think he'll thrive with the great weather.
Yeah, that's a great fit.
And they damn near there. They almost pulled it off against Philly. If it wasn't for that snow, that blizzard, I think the Rams might have snuck up on Philly.
Yeah,
Philly was more ready. I think.
Yeah. I thought the Rams was going to beat Philly myself. I think the weather beat them, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I think that had a lot to do with it. You know what I mean.
A win is a win.
Yeah. We know.
A win is a win. Y'all should have been training in Big Bear. Y'all should have took y'all asses to Denver and gotten some real world situations. A win is a win.
Yeah, we 100% agree with that. We agree with that. Let me ask you. Okay, Rodney Perry's there. Rodney Perry back in the building. Rodney Perry, where you want to see DK Metcalf at, bro? Because DK Metcalf's on the trading block too. But where you want to see him at?
Don't nobody give a damn about DK Metcalf.
Yes, they do.
DK Metcalf can go work at Public for all I care. You understand?
Only Rodney Perry was.
They rolling back prices on DK Metcalf.
like the eggs, it'd be like the eggs. You know how eggs getting expensive and everybody can't find them. Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, I can see you saying that. I can see you saying that. Now, since I got DC Ervin, here I'm asking certain questions, so I definitely wanted to see what he would think too about. Certain players landing certain spots like Deebo Samuels and DK Metcalf, because that's what I think. Jason, where you think DK Metcalf will land at, bro? Where you see it?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, you Jason. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he has to go somewhere where they got a quarterback for sure, and in the city that people are sleeping on, if they get somebody like DK, they might be dangerous. Take him down to the Peach State in Hotlanta. Because I think Michael Penix is slinging that rock the right kind of way.
Michael Penix is the truth. You're right about that, Jay.
Yeah. And they got the running back. They got the tight end. They get that defense straight. He could be dangerous down there. That's all I'm saying. And they got Drake London as that other big-bodied receiver over there. It's more possession, but DK, they got to take the cap off that thing. So, hey, it could be something if he went to Atlanta.
Hey, I'm not mad at that, Jay, but I'm gonna say this, and y'all can feel me on this, right? First of all, The guy is so good. You need a creative head coach. You can't have no regular mind. You got to be thinking outside the box. You need somebody like the head coach of Kansas City. You need somebody like one of the like he can't even go to. He needs somebody creative because you got to scheme this guy. And you can scheme him anywhere in the world, and he gonna shine. So I like him in Kansas City or even Philadelphia.
Very interesting take. Very interesting take. All right, let me focus on the Raiders. DC, we all be posting, talking trash about our Raider friends who are fans who at the Raiders, everything else. Are you happy with the Raiders moves that they did? And if so, what's your thoughts?
Man, Frank, I've been left the Raiders. When the Raiders left Vegas, when the Raiders left Oakland, I was out. They no longer a California team. I'm a Niner fan now. So the Raiders are I spit on the Raiders.
Oh, wow.
So I don't care if they got Pete Carroll. I don't care if they got Pete Carroll. I'm done with the Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders don't even sound right.
It don't. Honestly, it don't. It really
don't. Sound more fun though.
But let me just ask you this: if you're the Raiders, right, and there's a lot of QBs out there right now, does Justin Fields make the most sense?
Definitely, because he had a great year in Chicago. He did. He showed up in Chicago. I was worried when in Chicago he was decent this year. He had a good year. So he does make the more sense. Or you go for the young boy, you go for Shador. You try to get Shador off that block if you're gonna get that good top pick.
Yeah, that's that. I love that thought process. Dave, what you think, man? We talked about this yesterday, even about the Raiders making some kind of move, some kind of splash. What would you do if you was the Raiders?
Well, first of all, I'm really tired of all these sports commentators, all these former kickers with their stupid shows talking about the Raiders need a rebuild. The Raiders need a rebuild. No, they don't. The Raiders are fine. They are beyond a rebuild at this point. The Raiders need an actual exorcism. They need an old priest and a young priest. And I don't think it's Pete Carroll and Tom Brady. I honestly think that they're changing coaches like a barber's trying to fix a fade. Like, no. Let me try one more thing. Listen, bro. The front office is always to blame when a team that has that much money, that much fanfare, hell, they rewrote the last season of Ballers to tell people what was coming 2 years before it happened, and yet and still they didn't have enough time to plan to actually make a team, a franchise that hasn't been one since Art Shell retired. Bro, I'm with DC on this. We're not messing with that fake Raiders. We're not. They are the great value Raiders. They rolling back prices like the damn smiley face in Walmart, like Uncle Rodney said.
Justin, where you want to see? Who's the QB you want to see up there? At the Raiders, because we talked about the Raiders a couple of times this week. Jason, sorry.
Oh, well, I mean, with the Raiders, bro, I mean, they need some of everything. So, I mean, I don't even know where to even start. I mean, hell, telling Tom Brady to start stretching, it wouldn't be the worst idea at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in terms of a QB, I don't know, man. There's nobody out there that's really going to be the difference because they need everything else. What they should have done, is paid Josh Jacobs, and kept him there, But instead, they did what the Giants did, say we don't pay running backs, and they went off somewhere, and made other teams great. So, but with the Raiders, as long as that Davis dude owns the team, it's a wrap on them, bro.
All right, so looking at the time, I got to obviously crunch some of these things back. I got to roll back some of the stuff. I'm going to put DC back in the circle, bro. DC, because the time is moving fast. Can you hear me, DC?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm right here.
Okay.
Ronnie getting his food.
Oh, right. That's what he's doing. Okay, let me
hold on, bro.
I'm right here. All right, so because of time, I wanted to get to this sooner rather than later. DC, you're a huge NBA basketball fan, bro. I ask everybody this. If you are the NBA commissioner right now and you got the ability to change the NBA All-Star Weekend right now, what would you do? How would you do it? And what would be all the changes that would happen from Friday to Sunday? What would you like to see?
The most important thing with NBA All-Star is that dunk contest.
Right.
What I would do with the dunk contest is I would allow some of these street ballers, these dudes that I be seeing dunking on YouTube and Instagram, I would allow them to compete against some of these professionals. That would be entertainer. It would make these professionals have to step their game up because these dudes, and I'm seeing they're way more creative than what I'm seeing these NBA dudes come up with. A lot of these NBA dudes are just not hungry enough anymore to do it. They're getting a little too bougie for it. So I would allow some people that wanna do it, that are more creative and they're ready to put down and show some explosive dunks. I would let them entertain the people at home. Who cares if it gets them a little fame? Who cares if they're not part of the NBA? Let them compete against the NBA players. That's what I would do. I would focus in on that dunk contest.
Okay, so what would you do? What would you do for the All-Star game? What change would you make?
Oh, All-Star game. My bad. I thought you meant the whole weekend. Look at me trying to just focus on one thing.
I do it the whole weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, for the All-Star game, it got to be more incentive. It got to be more money involved. If you notice when they added that little goofy ass tournament they got now in the NBA that they do in the middle of the season, them fools play harder because it's a check. So when you put some serious money on the line, then they will play harder. Money always makes them play harder.
Okay.
If you want people to be entertained by it.
So, and then what would you do with the celebrity game? Because, celebrity game kicks off the weekend. Celebrity game happens on Friday. Then they have the dunk contest thing on Saturday. And then they have the All-Star game.
I'll scratch that celebrity game. Nobody want to see them.
Yeah.
Barely dribble up the court. It ain't nobody really that to be really good. If I want to see that, I go down to the YMCA or 24-hour fitness and watch them play.
Yeah, I would
I'd
do the
get
same
rid of
thing.
that celebrity game.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. And my last question
get
for
rid
you,
of it.
My last question for you, DC, is going to be this before we obviously let you go, because time is of essence and everything else, bro. Does having the NBA All-Star thing in your name in the contract, is that a big deal? Because like I said at the top of the show, the biggest part is that these players play to make sure their name is a part of an All-Star selection. But the All-Star,
say it one more time, Frank. I lost you. Say that one more time.
The players play in the league every year to get their name selected in the NBA All-Star game. But the All-Star weekend is a joke. Should we take the All-Star name and selection out of players' contracts as we move forward?
Should we take them? I lost you one more time on that punchline. Give me that punchline one more time.
Should we take all NBA All-Star name out of the players' contracts as they negotiate their contracts?
I don't think so, because it's still like being, it's like McDonald's All-American. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's still like it still means something. You know what I mean? It shows what you've done all this throughout the year. You're getting kind of recognized for it. So I don't think they should take it out.
Rodney Perry, what you think, Rodney? Do you think people should take the All-Star thing out their contracts, because the All-Star weekend is a joke?
Oh, hell no. People go their whole life and never get recognized for anything. So I like the fact these guys are recognized and their contracts are laden with incentives. And so it's hard to take it away, because you got what happens to all these guys with incentives in their contract, it just go away? I don't think so. But I would like to add this to All-Star weekend. I think we got enough former gangbangers that we can have a shootout. Like a real shootout. I mean, a lot of these guys, they got guns and stuff. They got white wives and biracial kids. We need to see if you can defend your family, man. Let's see a shootout All-Star weekend on Sunday, right before the game.
Right before the game. What happened? We might not have no players.
We got a lot of ex-gang members, man. They're hooping now. Let them see what they really made of.
Nigga, Rodney crazy.
Jason, what you think about, man? What you think about the contract, man? Should we take the name out the contract? What you think, Jason? What you think? We should take it out contract?
No. I mean, it's still a designation, that separates you, from the. I mean, listen, you're playing amongst the best players in the world, and if you can shake yourself free, to get recognition beyond even that group, I think that's worth something in the long run. Plus, fans vote for it, so that's a good barometer, for who's paying attention to this particular person, and what they can bring, to eyeballs on whatever screen that they're watching it. So, keep it. For sure.
Right, my man Lance Woods has jumped in on the show the last 5 minutes.
What up, Lance?
Here we go.
Rodney Perry, come on, man. Hey, Jason, you look like a wise poet. I seen the beard and all that. I said, who is this wise gentleman?
I can't do it. I'm frozen.
Dropping knowledge, man.
He's
doing
it.
Is this the car? I gotta be in the car.
Hey,
I'm in the wrong setting. It's the
I
car
love you,
show.
Frank. Look, hey, I'm gonna tap out.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, DC. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, love you, DC.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
We want to talk about the
pleasure,
Warriors.
y'all.
DC, come back.
DC's gone, bro. Yeah, DC's
Oh yeah,
gone.
nah, he's still here.
No, he gone. He gone.
Nah, he
A lot of times them Obama phones do that. There's a lot of buffering going on. He left office, but DC kept the phone. Ain't that crazy?
Oh man, well, bro, you know what, Lance? You get the last word, man. If you're getting wrap this show up, man, you get the last word. Should the players take the name of the NBA All-Star thing? Should they take it out the contracts as they negotiate? Because the NBA All-Star Weekend is a joke, man. So what's your thoughts?
You say should the players do what? The what?
Should the NBA name of the NBA All-Star name be taken out the contracts as they negotiate moving forward? Because All-Star Weekend is a joke.
Oh, now you know what it is, man. It's whoever is, I guess, who you call the face of the league. The faces are just gonna have to take it serious again. That's it. Everything starts from the top. So when the face was Kobe and KG and them guys, the All-Star game was competitive, and Chris Paul and them, because they gonna always compete. Right now, they thinking about too much, man. They getting contracts for 200, 300 million. Now you're an investment.
Right.
And they don't want to, get hurt. What I was told was the All-Star game ain't the problem as much as it's how much media they got to do during All-Star weekend. Yeah, that's the part that they say drain them.
I think that's part of the problem too. We get ready to roll up out of here. I want to thank all of y'all for jumping in on the show. Rodney Perry, Dave, the business bully, Lance Woods, Jason for coming in from the Peanut Gallery, giving his 2 cents. I really greatly appreciate that. Rodney Perry, what's going on this weekend, bro?
Hey, man, Arlington, Texas, this weekend it goes down. Rodney Perry live on the stage. We going to kill him out there in Texas. My Fridays and Saturdays, Friday first show, Saturday first show, already sold out. We trying to sell out all these damn shows. Help!
That's what I'm talking about, man. And shout out to Rodney for having his seatbelt on. Safety first out here, man.
Oh, for sure. And shouts out to Lance, the reason why I want to see Sacramento Kings never do well.
Lance, we were talking about, I was hoping you could come in too. We were talking about Deron King, man. I was hoping you were going to come in too. But I got to bring in my man, Mr. White Chocolate, man. He going to say something. I know you got to say something when we roll up out of here, White Chocolate.
Hey, White Chocolate, power to the people.
Unmute yourself. You got to go to the Rodney Perry. He gonna get the same Hooked on Phonics Video Professor School I'm launching too.
Yeah.
Sign me up, Dave. Sign me up. All right, listen. I didn't get to say it yesterday, but I agree with Rodney Perry yesterday about Frank's Pelican grief, as I call it, not brief.
Love it.
Right? He had it right on. Kirk Cousins is washed up. He should go to the Raiders, to be honest with you, at this point. Anyway. Hey, thanks to everybody. Thanks DC Ervin. Thanks Jason, Dave, Lance, Rodney. Nice to see you all.
Yeah, and, thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you guys. Lance, what we got going on this weekend, bro?
Buffalo, the Helium in Buffalo this weekend.
Okay,
5 shows.
Great club.
Yeah, so you're coming on the East Coast. You coming to the East Coast? Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming to the East Coast. Check this out. If you in Buffalo, if you play for the Bills, come. You ain't got nothing else to do this weekend.
Wow.
You ain't got nothing else going on this weekend.
Hey, them dudes so far in Buffalo, they ain't nowhere near that club.
Yeah, matter of fact, they probably all in Cancun right now. Dave, holla at me, man. What you got this weekend?
Man, this weekend, I was hoping to be in Arlington with Uncle Rodney, but it don't look like it's going to happen. So I am going to be sitting around chilling and coming up with videos that Lance Woods can comment on and talk trash about.
Dave, you going to the Super Bowl? You going to the Super Bowl?
Listen, if DC can give me some tickets, yes, I'll go. Okay. I don't care if I got to, ride the back of an ass like Jesus did in Jerusalem. I'm going. Listen, I will go. I will start walking right now. I lost 312 pounds. I can do it. I can do a walk to New Orleans. It ain't going to take me but 6 days. I can get there in time, Frank.
Okay.
The bully always talking about some ass.
Right before, what'd you say?
Huh? The
bully always talking about some ass.
Yeah, he is. I'm glad this is the end of the show so I can edit this out. Jason, talk to me, bro. How they can follow you?
Hey, man, I'm on all social media platforms, at JD Hayes or whatever, but I'm a writer, man. So there are no shows to do. My things have to be done through white people and finances. So for me later on.
So Jason, we got White Chocolate. White Chocolate to help you, bro.
He said he was a poet.
Yeah.
I could see the penmanship in you, man.
I can see how you see penmanship.
He
I
looked
am
like
sitting
an author,
in the
a
dark
writer, a poet.
room.
Like
Only
that's
but-
we here,
Oh.
Jason. We right here.
Only
I'm with
on
you, bro.
Box Seats. That's what you all gonna see this every day, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6 p.m. I also want to thank my man DC Ervin. He's told me he's obviously going to be hitting the road this weekend with Marlon Wayans. So thank you for that. I greatly appreciate him taking out the time. Box Seats, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6. Repeat is on the Humor Mill TV channel. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Look like we're gonna have Tony Tone on tomorrow. So thank you all for watching. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
DC Ervin got warrants. I'm just putting that out there.